Hello again. Well, this is the second video in my series on the Tower of Il Serrohe. I'm R.J. Mirabal, the story guy, and we now go back in time a little bit from that introduction I read the last time in the prologue to tell you a little bit more about Don. Where did this guy come from? What's up with him anyway? And so on. One of the things I realized as I was watching the results of my first video is I didn't say anything about these little guys in the background here. They're obviously baby tigers, and why? My book doesn't seem to be about tigers, and you're right, it's not. But tigers were the mascot of the school where I went to high school, and then also where I taught for many years. So I thought, why not? Over the next several weeks of different readings I'll be doing from the Tower of Il Serrohe, I will be using different backgrounds, so it won't always be the same one, and I eventually hope to go on location, so watch for that. Be trying out my iPhone to do a little bit of video on site. Right now, though, let's get started with Chapter 1. Don lived in the Rio Grande Valley in the city of Albuquerque, where nearly half the population of New Mexico resided. His wife, Bess, made a great deal of money in real estate. She also couldn't stand him. Don was an English instructor at the St. Jude University, a small private college downtown, which meant Bess made over 2/3 of their income. This was fine with Don, because it took pressure off of what he did, or so he thought. But he developed a few problems. His fondness for the taste of beer, the dark security of little downtown bars, and losing track of time. One night, after celebrating the beginning of spring break, he came home around midnight, 12 draft beers trying to burst his bladder, and found only darkness greeting him. "Beth, are you still up?" he asked the entire upscale Northeast Heights neighborhood as he poured onto the ceramic-tiled entryway and into the tomb-like living room hushed by acres of thickly padded carpet. No answer. "Good. Then I can piss in the fireplace and have a little nightcap before I sleep in the hide-a-bed in my study, knowing that Bess, darling, will have locked our bedroom door." He pissed, had a nightcap, and studied the comparative merits of Whitman and Dickinson as the seminal poets of modern American literature, with the cat, who had no opinion. Climbing the stairs, he tried the bedroom door on the chance she hadn't locked it. No such luck. Oh well, she probably wouldn't feel as romantic as he did, so he allowed the beer to pull its spongy blanket over his brain, stretched out on the couch, not bothering to pull out the hide-a-bed. It wasn't long until through the pudding of his consciousness he heard an unfamiliar step on the imported Oriental hall runner. Somehow, with inbred male aggression guiding him, he got up, prepared to do battle with an intruder, when he heard a smacking, licking sound. Opening the store a crack, he peered toward the dim candlelight coming from their bedroom door at the other end of the hall. There was a man. No, it wasn't just a man. It was that sleazeball office manager at Bess's real estate office, trying to consume Bess. Don couldn't recall Bess ever kissing him like that. The sleazeball must have been doing pretty good, because he had already ingested all of her clothing. Sleazeball cast a furtive glance down the hall, right at the study door. "Do you think he'll hear me when I leave?" Bess pressed her rather ample figure against the sleazeball's half-dressed body. "Are you kidding? We could do it again on the floor right next him, and he wouldn't budge." Don flung open the door, emboldened by a rush of adrenaline mixed with gallons of beer. "Hear you, I can smell you from here." "Oh, no," Sleazeball cried as he hid behind Bess. Naked as a Greek athlete, she strode down the hall, right up to Don, and kicked him between the legs with her bare, hard foot. "Now that you know why I can't why I can go without your infrequent and indifferent love-making. Get the hell out. I'm sick and tired of supporting you, your stupid little teaching job, and half the bars in Albuquerque. He stays, you go." She pointed down the stairs. Don didn't leave that very minute. As a result of the alcohol, the shock of Bess's still active libido, and the kick between his legs, Don passed out on the study floor. It wasn't easy getting down the stairs the next morning, finding a pitcher of orange juice and sitting after a fashion on one of the bar stools next to the dishwasher. Knowing his morning after habits, he saw a note from Bess on the juice pitcher held by a rubber band. That jogged Don's memory of what had happened the night before. Bess's infidelity was only disturbing in its unexpectedness, but sex with that sleazeball was an insult to what was left of Don's manhood after years of personal, financial, and occupational inferiority. He took a slug of juice to brace himself for the note written in Bess's precise printing. It read, "Don." Well, that's an improvement over "Dear Butthead," Don thought. "I'm at the office closing the deal on the El Cabron apartments and will be finished by 1 p.m. I expect to find you and whatever personal crap you take with you gone." Don smirked with a knowing English teacher smile that had driven a generation of students insane. She may have great penmanship, but she still couldn't write coherently. "If you want, you can spend everything in our joint account. Most of my money is in the business account anyway. The business is already in my name, and I'll pay you 1/4 the value of the house because that's all you ever put towards its cost and upkeep anyway. You can keep the Fairmont since it's paid for. I'm keeping the Navigator and the Lexus." "Yeah, right, you Bess." Don scathed at the notepaper. "Let me keep the 30-year-old car while you have the ones we bought in the last 2 years. "Fine. Those damn gas hogs are too expensive." But the note, like Bess, wasn't done yet. "Since you invested your savings in all the barley growers and brew masters of the free world, the savings accounts are all mine too. Sign the attached paids cards to cancel your name as joint owner. My lawyer, Ben Herrera, will be working out all the details in the divorce papers if you don't act your usual whining butthole self." "Enough adjectives already," Don railed at Bess's precise printing. "I will have Ben grant you a $20,000 cash settlement from my money market account at the Denver bank. If you think you deserve 1/2 of everything, that's in both our names, not what's only been in my name right down the middle, then you'll have to get your own lawyer, which will cost you more than what your share is worth. I do not want to see you again until we sign the final papers in Ben's office, and after that will be the last time I want to see you. Try to be sober then. Bess." "Fine. Just fine. Who wants all your damn property and crap in possessions anyway? I sure as hell don't." Don started for the refrigerator to trade the juice for a long neck Coors when it became a little all too real. His knees buckled, the plastic pitcher bounced and leaked on the cobalt blue Mexican tile, and he cried like the time his pet dog of 15 years had died on the day he graduated from high school. It wasn't Bess so much as it was the idea of her when they had first met. 35 pounds lighter, a classmate in Math 201 at the university, and a 19-year-old virgin. She had a sense of humor, had helped him up the dorm steps when he had a few too many in the middle of the soccer field on a Wednesday night, and was happy to have someone literate enough to correct her rough drafts before she handed them in. Being with her had made Dawn feel 10 feet tall, and even when she quit her teaching elementary school job after only 1 frustrating year and got a real estate license, she had still been fun. What was it that went first? Was it the laughs the incredible lovemaking, or the mutual attraction? Whatever it was lost and replaced by a growing drive to earn more, sell more, to manage, control, and to disapprove. Maybe Don did drink a little too much, but it was only on special occasions or with friends. He had outgrown the college student's obsessiveness measured in gallons, not pints, but his recovery time had become increasingly worse. For a while, Don quit drinking entirely, but that was before the change in their relationship. The first year their joint tax return showed that Bess had earned more than he was when Don started drinking again, somewhat moderately. The richer Bess got, the more Don drank, though eventually he had become better at maintaining his composure before, during, and after. Now, wallowing in tears, saliva, and orange juice, Don knew it was too late. He couldn't wish back the past, no matter how many sobs he retched out. Going on the wagon wouldn't do it either, because it wasn't him. It was going to bed, no telling how many times, with that sleazy office manager that truly told him it was over. For all his drinking and leering at hookers at the bars, he had never cheated on Bess. Get drunk enough and one can feel more amorous than a rock star, but can't do a thing about it. It was safer that way. No regrets, no venereal disease, no paternity suits. Don couldn't remember the last time he had made love to Bess. He would just remember the old days and let it go. All liquids evacuated from his body, he sat up and surveyed his mess. He could leave now or clean it up. He decided he wouldn't give Bess the satisfaction of finding his drunken mess, so he set to work. Going upstairs, he cleaned dried drool off the study couch. Then he decided he would clean every little thing that could possibly be his responsibility. There would be no evidence that he'd ever lived in this house. What clothes and personal items that he didn't need, he would pack and leave at the Goodwill. He would cease to exist in this house and her life. He forgot that determination when he found how she had left their bedroom. Clearly, unmistakable evidence of her and Sleazeball's night of lovemaking was all over the bed, the floor, on the wall, near the master bedroom, and in the tub. Sleazeball had brought out a side of Bess Don had forgotten, and she purposely left the mess to impress that on his mind. If I had torn those precious sheets of hers like that, she would have... God, what am I saying? She punished me like a wayward teenager, and I took it. No wonder. The hall clock showed 10 minutes before 1 when he dropped his door key, along with the Lincoln and Lexus keys, on the table by the front door. Slamming the locked door shut, he left himself no way to get back inside. And so that's it for today. See you next time.